What's going on, everyone? We're back here today with yet another exciting video. So, this card you might recognize from a FTK that is currently terrorizing the format library ladder. It's being played, of course, in the Frog FTK OTK deck that has picked up a little bit of popularity, much to the chagrin of everyone who likes to play Edison on a daily basis. Uh, yeah, I mean, the FTK is nice and all, but what if we just played like a non-degenerate deck with Exodius? So the idea behind this list is that you are using the mill effect of Exodius to generate advantage for us in like a sort of standard quick draw dandy kind of deck. So there's like a ton of cool things you can mill. You can get Shell online, you can mill Dandy, you can send the one copy of Wolf just to beat over things. You can send the Plague to get yourself a Synchro play live. There's like a ton of cool stuff you can do with it in here, and it also functions as a pseudo Pot of Avarice. Like, obviously, you would rather resolve Pot of Avarice, but you can put back all your stuff, and that's kind of nice as well. There's a few interesting choices to go with it. I think Enemy Controller is one of the best cards in this deck. I probably should have played 3 Enemy Controller, in all honesty. You could also maybe fit Plasma in here. I think that's another idea as well, because Exodius just gets it online immediately. But yeah, Econ's great. It's a great way to convert off of your Exodius, and you're kind of going to see how amazing this card is in here later, actually. Maybe Econ is like an underutilized card in Edison. I feel like people play this card a lot in just like generic like plant kind of decks in Tengu format. And I know it's like better for other reasons in that format as well. It's a faster format, it can dodge Veiler and stuff, but I think this card has some serious merit outside of just frogs, and maybe people should consider playing it more. Uh, but we're about to see why. Let's jump in, let's look at some replays, see what this deck can do, see if Exodius is worth it in here. All right, so first one, I think I played against 2 zombie players today, which is maybe not a great matchup. They're kind of a deck that can kill you out of nowhere. They like banish your graveyard and stuff. Here, I actually opened a really good hand. This is like the worst game I think I played, because I opened a pretty decent hand. I mean, it could be worse, but I definitely should have been able to win this. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong exactly. I should have. I was like spaced out and not paying attention. I 100% should have spaced this Future Fusion. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wasn't really looking, and by the time I looked back, he was already resolving it, so it's like, well, it's too late. I drop Exodius here, and I'm just like, we're going to build Dandy, drop Trag. Seems like a reasonable play. We've got like Econ Kais for next turn, but I think I like set the Econ, and then he storms me and has like Diva Mali, so I get kind of salty. Yeah, I think the original sin of that game was just like looking away from my screen while he Future Fusioned and not spacing it, so that was probably what really cost me there. I should have been able to do a lot better with a hand like that, so kind of shameful. Here, we're going to do... I have Exodius in this hand, but I think in game 2 I just end up alluring it away, so kind of rough. We just do like a standard Drill Warrior play. Fortunately, but we're going to get to see Exodius do some serious work later, so, you know. He crows my Dandy, so that's a little bit rough. We have Gore's Trag, though, so ending on an empty board isn't the worst. He's just going to hit him with Tomato. I decide I want to get really aggressive, so I drop Gore's. I'm like, maybe I can make like a Junk Archer next turn. And I like almost could, but I just don't have enough field space here, actually. I could have gone Junk Archer, but it wouldn't have been game, so I decided to just play conservatively, go for game next turn. He makes a big mistake and tries to Torrential the Drill Warrior, which you cannot do. So now he's revealed that he has the Torrential, so I'm like, alright, we are playing around with that. So we're just going to beat over this Tomato stuff. No big. He's super low now. It's on him to make a play. I feel super safe. I've got Crow and Tragodia. There's like no way he's OTKing me here or anything. Actually has the Miracle. He just scoops, though. He decides he can't survive the drill next turn, I guess. Makes sense. So here, we open an okay hand. I just set the Raikou. And yeah, he's got a kind of slow hand, which is playing into my advantage here. So I can just like pick off his cards. Phoenix Wing, not a great card to chain into Raikou. We get a great mill. Yeah, definitely a good reason to play all the mill stuff in here. Even though you have the targeted milling with Exodius, just having the blind milling with all the good mill targets is probably pretty good as well. So yeah, I get like a super mediocre torrential. I decided like at one point that I just thought on it too long and I was telegraphing it too hard, so I might as well just use the damn thing. So yeah, that's what I did. I don't know. I didn't want to end up in a situation where I was just getting beat down by weenies and couldn't drop gores because I refused to use torrential. So here I decided to stack the dandy. I know I can mill it with the Raikou. I think he does something. He torrentials now. That's weird. He didn't have to let me get the mill there. Maybe he just didn't have the read on the Raikou, though. Could have been a dandy or Sangan or whatever. So we play it safe. We just go Stardust after playing around gores. He's got like some gas, though. He uses both pieces of back row removal. I negate one and chain it after he uses the other, so that felt pretty good. Here I thought I might be in trouble if he had like a Book of Life to get rid of the Stardust, but he doesn't, so we're kind of just fine. He goes Colossal. This Colossal is super obnoxious. I play outs, but I'm like digging and I cannot find them for the life of me, so yeah, a little bit rough. I decided to just keep my Stardust around as long as possible and try to give myself time to dig for this out. I finally find one. Maybe attacking over this was a misplay. I don't know, because like the fact that he top decked Miracle means that he can now out my Raikou and his Colossal will be fine. Maybe he should have just flipped the Colossal. I guess he was playing around Mirror. Did I show Mirror yet? I don't think I did. So I finally decided to just have to Black Rose the damn thing. Then we go for Exodius. I think we're probably just going to mill a Wolf here with the Exodius so I can get in and threaten a 2-turn clock. Seems correct. Yeah, unfortunately, Exodius' effect can be obnoxiously long to resolve. Fortunately, though, I'm not playing the more obnoxiously long turn version of this deck. Here, we mill something. I milled Dandy just to get the debris in my hand online. He's going to go Plague. He has Plague Mally, so he still has a play. What's he decide to go here? He goes Stardust. Okay. Maybe should have gone Thought Rule to play around Brain or something. But here we just go RDA, so we're going to hit for game with both of our guys. That's going to be that. So, zombie player number 1 taken down. We got to see some cool Exodius stuff, especially in that game 3. Alright, so the replay that I had that was really good and really cool and showed off the deck got corrupted by DB, and I could not get it to work for the life of me. So I went and played 2 more matches, and we're going to be showing them off instead of that replay. So first one we're up against, I think we're up against a quick draw. No, wait, we're up against another zombie player. I think it's zombies. A lot of zombie players on tonight, apparently. Been running into them all evening. So yeah, he just goes Turtle Attack. I decided to get really aggressive, drop the Gores. I know I have the Caius and the Econ here, so I feel it pretty strong. I just go for the Caius. I think it's the safest, most straightforward sort of play. It usually is. Caius, one of the best cards in the format. We're just going to hit directly with both. He end-phase spaces, and he just concedes. I don't know if he should have scooped there. Like, his hand, it wasn't great for the situation it was in, but it wasn't, like, unplayable. It wasn't like he was going to lose next turn. Well, maybe, I don't know. I would have to, like, think it through a bit more. Here we just open Solemn Dust Shoot, so, you know, pretty sacky. He end-phase spaces me again, though, and snipes the Solemn. I do Dust Shoot him. I decide the Caius is the most threatening thing with the Brain Control in hand. The Greffer, the Divas, the Zombie Master, none of them really do anything that threatening. So he just sets up the Mally as I kind of expected, hits into the Raikou. I kill the Greffer. Mill the Wolf, not bad. Draw another Caius, which is a little bit mid. But the Caius is actually going to help us out a bit later in terms of clearing the plays he's actually going to be able to make, because as you can see, he's got this RFDD here. He goes Flambell or Quizos, hits him with both. I decide this is too much damage, and I want to flip the Stardust so I can attack into it with Exodius potentially. So I do book it. I draw another Exodius, I think for a while. And I'm kind of wondering if this was right. Maybe I should have attacked. Because I could have gotten the Wolf back out. But maybe that would have played into Mirror a little too much, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I decide to Caius first, thinking, like, I can just out both of these with Caius. So that's what I do. The RFDD, though, is going to catch me off guard. He's going to be able to make a Colossal, hit in for some more damage. It's okay, though. I booked the Stardust last turn, so I'm not, like, in lethal range, which is nice. I decide here I'm going to go for an Econ play. I decide to attack first, use the Exodius effect for attack declaration, then chain the Econ. I don't think I get to replay from, like, Dandy tokens appearing on my field or anything, right? I don't think... Maybe? Do you get to replay if the amount of monsters on the field at all changes, or just the amount on the... I would assume it's just if the amount on the opponent's field changes in some way. But I go Econ attack for game. He unfortunately has the call... I should have 100% gone main 2 and tributed for Caius here. This was really dumb running it over the way I did. Because now if he draws like a zombie, I'm in a really bad spot. So, yeah, very stupid play. I just go for attack directly. It turns out it was a Wing Blast, so I kind of get away with that. Anyway, quick 2-0 right there. Alright, so this final match is not a quick 2-0, though. This is like a mirror, sort of. He's also playing a quick draw deck, although his is a bit more normal, as we might expect. So he's going to kill my Raikou. Whatever, we've got the Card Trooper. We're just going to crash. It's all good. I think we just set the MST, confident that he doesn't have the damage threat to do much. We take the Raikou. I make a little bit of a mistake. I pop the Raikou, thinking that he might have like a Caius in hand, which he does have. So maybe this wasn't a mistake. I feel like counting on this MST to answer the Blaze Accelerator was a little bit cocky of me, though. Because it's like, he might just have another rocket, right? And then we're kind of feeling bad. But we can also just make Drill Warrior here, so it's kind of irrelevant, because this Drill's sort of just going to win us the game from this point. We just set Raikou. He doesn't even try to kill it with Blaze Accelerator, which is a little weird. So we just get rid of the Blaze Accelerator. Here, I make a huge misplay, I think. I could have just end-phase spaced this back row and, like, gone for game this turn. With Caius the Sangan, like, add back Debris Dragon or something. Yeah, like, for sure I could have gone for game. And I kind of realize it right here when I'm like, oh, wait, I could just MST this and everything will be fine, so... Definitely a stupid move. It's not going to punish me. I mean, this was also a stupid move. I should not have booked my Caius. Booking it loses to a lot more than not booking it does. Fortunately for me, he mills down to enough to use Avarice, but he doesn't draw anything, so it's just going to be game over with the Drill coming back next turn. But yeah, pretty sloppy play in that game, not going to lie. So here, what happened? Oh, I tried to summon Exodius with no monsters in grave, which you can't do. That was very silly of me. So I just set Raikou, set Phoenix Wing. I'm kind of surprised I got to resolve this Raikou. I was for sure thinking it would get outed somehow, but it does not. We snipe the Judgment, which feels awesome. We get a Shell Search. We also drop Exodius. This might have been wrong. Maybe I should have held on to this Exodius for later, I think. Also, I should have sent Plague here. I guess my logic was I can just send it with Foolish, but I don't know. Like, the Plague send with Exodius is free, and Foolish you have to spend a card and then spend another card. So it's like a little awkward. I don't know. But yeah, he's gonna clear, he's gonna trade the Raikous. Here, yeah, we're in kind of an awkward spot. Do I send the Plague here? No, I don't. I send the third Shell. That's so silly. God, what is with me and just not sending Plague? I don't get it. So anyway, just gonna pass, whatever. Opponent goes into Drill. Yeah, and this Drill is just gonna whittle us down over time. We're able to make our own after next turn when we draw Storm, I think, but we're going to be losing the Drill War here. Yeah. First of all, he keeps drawing these... Well, he's got like 3 Raikous. What the heck? So all these Raikous in rotation lets him keep outing my stuff and just getting in for more damage than I can get in. Here, I'm able to do a good bit of damage here, but I'm going to die. I guess I could have lived if I had, like, clogged my board with Dandy tokens, but then I'd have clogged my board with Dandy tokens, so, you know, not exactly ideal. And we are going to die here, because we're at exactly 4,800. So a bit of a rough game number 2, but it's no big deal. We're going to pull it back game 3. Our hand sucks. And he opens this again, which also very rough. Fortunately for me, his hand is otherwise a bit bricked. So I get a little greedy here digging. I maybe should have just held this Crow. Crow's really good in this matchup. And yeah, unfortunately for me, Caius is my monster, my shell too, so I decide I don't want to take the damage, I just mirror him. So yeah, I figure there's no way I'm going to get a better Mirror Force anyway. It's kind of a mid card against Quick Draw. So here we just go Stardust with the Phoenix Wing backing it up. Kind of just like hoping I can tempo him out of this game. Which fortunately for me, he's got a bit of a bricked hand. It's all monsters. Which means I can just do this and attack for game. Pretty funny little conclusion there. I was way down on card advantage, but I was just kind of able to sneak it out because his hand was so bad. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope these replays to some extent showed off what Exodius can do. It's basically just like 3 more copies of Foolish Burial for the deck, which can be really interesting. I wish I'd gotten to show you the other replay because I had like resolved Exodius a lot in that replay. And these games, like I drew it every now and then, and it was usually decent, you know. You can like use it to foolish stuff and convert it with like Caius and Enemy Controller, which I think I've kind of shown off. But yeah, it's a cool little idea. Definitely worth trying out. I thought it was fun. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.